You know what's really underrated? Headphones that can last forever on a single charge. And that's exactly what caught my attention with the TOZO HA1 headphones. These babies boast up to 70 hours of battery life, but this is not the only thing that makes it stand out, especially in the under $30 range. From the sound quality to how comfortable, I'm going to give you the full scoop. Ready? Let's jump in. Let's dive into the design and build quality of the TOZO HA1 headphones. Right off the bat, you'll notice they have a clean look. Unlike glossy finishes that attract fingerprints and scratches, the matte finish of the HA1 is practical. The headphones feature a convenient folding design for portability and ease of storage. The headphones are equipped with hinges that allow them to be folded inward, reducing their overall size and making them compact enough to fit into a bag. The headband is constructed with a sturdy metal frame that provides stability and longevity. The ear cups are made of high-quality plastic that feels robust and resistant to wear and tear. The hinges that allow for folding and compact storage are well built and show no signs of looseness or weakness. Although the plastic hinges could be sturdier, so it's advisable to handle them with care. Despite its robust build and extensive features, it remains surprisingly light. For comfort, the HA1 has decent padding on the ear cups and headband. While the padding isn't the thickest I've seen, it's comfortable even when I tested them during a movie binge session for a couple of hours. These headphones fit snugly, which helps with passive noise isolation, blocking out some of the surrounding noise. However, if you have larger ears, you might find them a bit tight around the edges. Now let's jump into connectivity and controls. The TOZO HA1 headphones are rocking Bluetooth 5.4, which is the latest and greatest for wireless connections. What does that mean for you? A stable connection with minimal dropouts. One cool feature is the ability to use the app. You can check the battery life, which we'll talk about later, and even choose from a few EQ presets to get the sound just right. Speaking of controls, let's talk about how easy these headphones are to use. You've got your power button, volume controls, and an EQ button. The EQ button lets you cycle through 3 sound modes: clear, treble, deep bass, and standard. If you want to dive deeper, you can use the app to access even more EQ options. So, let's move to sound quality because this is what really matters, right? Right out of the box, I was excited to give these a spin, and I've got to say, they didn't disappoint. First up, the audio performance is pretty impressive for a pair of headphones in this price range. They feature 40mm dynamic drivers, which deliver a solid punch across the board. I cranked up some hip-hop to test the bass response, and I was pleasantly surprised. It packs a good amount of depth without sounding muddy. Moving to the mids and highs, they really shine. Vocals come through clear and crisp, making them great for podcasts and audiobooks too. I listened to some classic rock and was able to pick up all the little details. Now, let's talk about that EQ feature. The 3 preset modes, clear, treble, deep bass, and standard, give you a nice range of options. If you're a bass lover, the deep bass mode really enhances those low frequencies, making your favorite tracks sound even more powerful. On the flip side, if you prefer a balanced sound for more acoustic or vocal-heavy music, the clear treble mode does a great job of highlighting those highs. I found myself switching between modes depending on what I was listening to. The only downside I noticed was some distortion at higher volumes, especially when I pushed past 75%. It's not a deal breaker, but if you're someone who likes to blast your music at full volume, you might want to keep that in mind. Overall, though, the sound quality is very good for the price. For the microphone and call quality of the TOZO HA1 headphones. Because if you're using these for phone calls or gaming, you'll want to know how well they perform in that department. First off, the mic quality is pretty impressive, considering the price. During my testing, I made several calls, and I found that the microphone picked up my voice clearly. Even in slightly noisy environments, it did a solid job of focusing on my speech, while cutting out some of that background chatter. That's thanks to the built-in ENC, environmental noise cancellation, which helps reduce ambient noise during calls. However, it's worth mentioning that while the mic is great for calls, it doesn't have all the features that some higher-end models do. However, for everyday use, the HA1 does more than enough to keep conversations smooth and clear. In gaming, the mic also performs well. I used them during a few gaming sessions, and my buddies mentioned they could hear me perfectly, which is what you want. Battery life. The TOZO HA1 boasts a whopping 70 hours of playback time on a full charge, which sounds amazing on paper, but how does it perform in the real world? I put these headphones to the test during my daily routine. I listened to music, caught up on podcasts, and even binge-watched some shows. I started off fully charged, and let me tell you, I didn't have to plug them in for several days. With moderate use at around 75% volume, I noticed the battery life slowly decreasing, but it felt like I was getting pretty close to that 70-hour claim. In my experience, I was able to enjoy about 45 to 50 hours of playback before I needed to recharge, which is still impressive for budget headphones. When it comes to charging, the HA1 uses a USB Type-C port, which is always a plus in my book. It charges up pretty quickly too, around 2 hours for a full charge. Alright, we've gone through all the nitty-gritty details about the TOZO HA1 headphones, so let's wrap it all up with a final verdict. At the end of the day, the HA1 is a solid choice for anyone looking for a reliable pair of budget headphones. Priced at just $29.99, you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. The sound quality is impressive for the price, with clear audio that holds up across different genres. Battery life is another standout feature. The microphone quality also shines, especially for calls and gaming. Of course, no product is without its flaws. The lack of features like ANC and low latency mode may leave you wanting more, especially if you're coming from higher-end models. The slight distortion at max volume is something to consider too, if you're someone who likes to crank up the jams. If you want to grab a pair for yourself, head over to TOZO's official website or check them out on Amazon. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more tech reviews. See you in the next video.